Hello, it's Briggs here, and like always, welcome to All Day Anime. This is the first video of the month of the 7 Deadly Sins, and with Season 2 only a few days away, let's recap what happened in Season 1. This is just going to be a brief synopsis of what happened in each arc, and remember to stay until the end of the video, as during the month of the 7 Deadly Sins, every video will end off with a little Q&A. The Introduction Arc. Meliodas is first seen in the boar hatch serving his disgusting meals and then ordering Hawk to clean up. Moments later, the infamous Rust Knight enters the bar, scaring all the customers who believed him to be one of the 7 Deadly Sins, and collapses moments later, which reveals him to be a her. The woman soon wakes up, is offered food, and is questioned as to what she was doing in armor. As she begins explaining that she was searching for the 7 Deadly Sins, a few knights, having been informed by the villagers of the Rust Knight, demand that Meliodas and him come out. The young man and Hawk do so quickly, and anger one of the knights. As the woman then flees towards the woods, they notice her and go in her chase. She is quickly rescued by Hawk and Meliodas, who ask her to continue her answer. She then explains that she was searching for the 7 Deadly Sins in order to stop the Holy Knights, who a few days ago had orchestrated a coup d'etat and had taken control of the kingdom. And then Twiggle gets his ass kicked by Meliodas. Elizabeth learns that the bar owner is none other than Meliodas, the leader of the 7 Deadly Sins. Meliodas hires Elizabeth to work at her bar, while they search for the remaining members of the 7 Deadly Sins, and the show begins. Forest of White Dreams arc. Hearing from a customer in Burnia that the Holy Knights go out of their way to avoid the Forest of White Dreams, Meliodas deduces that a sin must be hiding out in the forest. In the forest, they encounter a sleeping giant revealed to be Dian, the serpent's sin of envy. Having reunited with Dian, the group encountered the Holy Knight Gilthunder. Meliodas engages Gilthunder in combat and obtains from him the locations of two of the sins, but is wounded during the battle. Baste Dungeon arc. Using the information they obtained from Gilthunder, the group heads to Baste Dungeon, where Bon, the fox's sin of greed, is being held prisoner by a group of holy knights called the Weird Fangs. While traveling, Meliodas succumbs to his injuries, forcing the group to stop in Dalmeri and wait for his recovery. The Weird Fangs use this time to strike at the sins, and Dian makes her way to Baste Dungeon to combat the threat. When Bon hears of Meliodas' return, he effortlessly manages his own escape, and the sins engage in a battle with the Holy Knights. Meliodas' extremely fast recovery reveals a dangerous side to the Dragon Sin of Wrath. Capital of the Dead arc. Having found 3 sins, the group seek out King, the Grisly Sin of Sloth, who is said to be resting in the capital of the dead. The group soon encounter him, but the reunion doesn't go as planned. King is working with the Holy Knights in order to kill Bon, whom he blames for his sister's death. King and the others eventually make their way into the capital of the dead, where Bon is reunited with King's sister Elaine. The Holy Knight Julia uses the opportunity to engage the sins in combat, and they are quickly overwhelmed by her strength. While the sins defend against Julia, King learns that Bon's connection to Elaine is more profound than he understands. The Visel Fight Festival arc. While the Holy Knights gather in Lyonesse to prepare for the prophesized Holy War, the Sins seek information on the whereabouts of their remaining allies and the locations of their sacred treasures. In their search, they encounter one of Elizabeth's sisters, who with the help of her bodyguard attempt to kidnap Elizabeth. Swiftly rescued by Meliodas, they escape to Visel, where the Sins regroup following information that could lead them to a sacred treasure. While there, they participate in an annual fighting festival and discover that the prize is Dian's Gideon, aka her sacred treasure. As the festival reaches its conclusion, Meliodas is reunited with an old comrade, but before the final match can begin, the festival is halted by the arrival of 3 holy knights who launch an assault on the town. As the sins fight off the reactors, King is unsettled after Julia's master reveals his identity to be Hellbrim, King's childhood friend, and the mystery behind Meliodas deepens. Armor Giant arc. Moving past the destruction of Visel and the loss of Meliodas' sword, the Sins find themselves following a rumor to the tranquil village of Orden. Meanwhile, in the capital, the Holy Knights report that a mysterious armored giant has been located in the mountains surrounding Orden. Hellbrim orders the infamous Holy Knight group Dawn Roar to dispose of the giant, and they leave immediately to carry out their mission. The two groups soon clash and engage in battle over the giant they believe to be the goat sin of lust, Gother. However, when the real Gother reveals himself amid the fighting, the Sins learn that the Holy Knights may be the least of their worries. And finally, the Kingdom Infiltration arc. Now that 5 sins have been found, Meliodas rallies the group together in order to retrieve his stolen sword. Though initially weary, the Sins are forced to act after Elizabeth is captured by a masked woman in connection with the Holy Knights. Spirited away and left to brood in a dungeon cell, Elizabeth is reunited with her elder sister. The Sins, wasting no time, infiltrate the kingdom and begin a number of skirmishes with the Holy Knight. Meanwhile, a king from the south and his mysterious robed master ask for an audience with the king. The Fairy King bids a final farewell to his estranged friend as the two take to the skies and settle a centuries-old conflict. Bond searches for a magical horn and makes contact with the goddesses, but discovers their bargain comes at a great cost. As the fighting rages on, Hendrickson is finally defeated by Meliodas' revenge counter. Hendrickson makes his final move to open the coffin of eternal darkness and resurrect the Demon Clan. And that is where the season ends off, so you can assume that the second season will have a lot to do with the Demon Clan. And now it's time to answer your questions. Okay, so time for the Q&A portion of this video. The first question is by the anime dude. As of now, who is your favorite 7 Deadly Sins character? So as of the first season, my favorite 7 Deadly Sins character had to be Bon, but having read the manga, my favorite character definitely changed. I don't want to say his name, but he is the 7th member of the 7 Deadly Sins. If you have read the manga, you would know who I'm talking about. If you haven't, I'll leave it as a surprise for you. But he is so badass, and I can't wait to see him in action in the second season of the anime. The second question is from Bon. How old are you? And love from Cyprus. So, I am 20 years old. The third question is from Black Butler. My question is the second season of the 7 Deadly Sins, will it be focused on the 10 Commandments and the manga, or is it going to do something a little bit different? I'm very interested in the 7 Deadly Sins Season 2, and that's why I asked you. I'm pretty sure the second season is called The Revival of the 10 Commandments, so it should be focused on that, but you never know, they might add some non-canon shit in there. And don't worry if I didn't answer your question, I'll definitely answer it in my next video or one of my upcoming videos. The next question is from Danielle Davis. Love your videos, especially your 7 Deadly Sins videos. Thank you very much. Can you answer my question, please? Did you read the manga? Yes, I did. And if so, can you tell me where to start if I've watched the first season of the anime and would like to skip ahead? If I've watched the first season of the anime and would like to skip ahead to where the anime left off. So I know that it's between chapter 100 and 110 of the manga. I'm not exactly sure of the specific number, but if you search through those chapters, you'll definitely find where the anime leaves off. That being said, the 7 Deadly Sins Season 2 is coming out in a couple days, so it's probably better just to watch that if you've waited this long already. The manga's a good read though, so it's completely up to you. But that is the end of this video. If you like this shirt, you should check it out in the link down below. And just like that, I will see you guys all next time, dudes. Shinpaku.